Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the TLC Podcast. I'm your host, Eric, joined as always by Mike. Mike, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great as well. We are coming off the heels of a very interesting week. I know we touched on it last week, the whole Hook versus Jinder Mahal saga. And I'm cup of hot chocolate because let me tell you, it is cold outside. Whew. And thank you, sweetheart. Let me tell you, it is bitter cold out, but we're going to heat things up with talking about the Royal Rumble. And I want to talk a little bit. We talked about it last week. The Jinder Mahal Hook situation. Of course, Hook's going to be getting his title matches. We show on Wednesday afternoons. Wednesday night, tonight, is Samoa Joe defending against Hook. Looking forward to that. Any thoughts on that match coming up?
Joe's first defense, you know it's going to be pretty straightforward. We know it's going to happen. I don't see either Triple H or
Hook's
Tony
gotta do the
Khan.
job. Yeah.
Right. I don't see Triple H or Tony Khan right now really spicing up the wrestling world for us.
Mm.
I think that it's
but you know who it is.
It's
TNA
very
is spicing up the wrestling.
It's very just cut and dry at this point where we could have had it. I would have been really happy if we would have had a Jinder Mahal upset this week. Just because it's something different.
And I think the crowd would have been into it, man. They seemed super into it. Yeah.
They were into that match. I think if we would have just pulled the Jinder trigger, it would have been great at this point. I mean, what else do we have to lose at this moment? We can still get the.
I mean, and there's so many ways to get the belt back to Rollins.
Yeah. Right. And then
you definitely can, and I think you could still get there even if. Yeah, I kind of thought that was interesting. Priest comes out looking like he might cash in, which I was thinking going into the night that would have made sense. Now, to me, it just seems like even if Priest were to catch Rollins like next week in some kind of situation,
that's flat.
I feel like it would be too rushed. Yeah, and so I'd rather now just save it for WrestleMania.
You know what? I would rather honestly just have some sort of loophole and have him lose it.
Yeah.
I think they have squandered this opportunity. I think with Priest, McIntyre coming out at the end, it's like it's done, it's over with. It's kind of like when they gave Otis the Money in the Bank. I think it's kind of like, okay, you've let him hold on to it too long. There's no excitement to it. Let's just get rid of it.
Yeah, I agree. It's not working with what they're doing. It's definitely, you said it's not exciting. It's gone flat. Like, how many times can we see him threaten the cash in and not have him cash in?
Exactly.
Or it's like, okay, well, this is just stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, it's horrible at this point with the Money in the Bank. It's just the problem.
Like, I'm okay with I'm okay with like one or two attempted cash-ins that get botched. Like I was a fan of it when Seth Rollins had the botched attempt to cash in on John Cena and Brock Lesnar at Night of Champions.
Yeah, that was fine.
I was a big fan of that one. I thought that was a great move. Yeah. And a couple of the times that the Priest did the attempted cash in and it got botched, I was okay with. Like, you know, it was all right.
But now
they were
it's
predictable moments. Right. Now it's too much. Yeah.
now it's too much. Now it's like, okay, we've beaten this horse. And we can't do anything with it anymore.
So where now it's like anytime Rollins defends the title, I'm just waiting for the botched cash in.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like it's going to be okay. Damian Priest is coming out, and who else is going to stop it now? We've had Sami Zayn at Crown Jewel. Now Drew McIntyre did it on Monday. It's kind of like Randy Orton did it at Survivor Series when he came out.
Right. Yeah.
Because they were going to do it in the middle of the War Games match, which would have been fun. But then Orton came out.
It would have been fun. Someone brought up an interesting point to that. Had he cashed in, would that have become basically a 10-man championship match then at that point? To where whoever got the pin becomes world champion?
That would have been really interesting. And that's something they could
I would have really loved that.
But see, like, you knew the other three were down. Seth was down.
Right.
So you knew Judgment Day was just going to stand over him and let Priest get the easy 1, 2, 3.
Sure.
See,
what I think would have been curious and what would have been a better move is had he done the cash in and then have Randy come out. And it's like, well, now Randy's in the match too. Anybody can become world champion at this point and have Rollins pin Priest to retain his championship and to end the War Games match.
That would have been great.
I think that would have been perfect, and that would have been a way to get the contract off of him and just end that whole storyline.
It would have really done a lot of good, I think. I think
that would have been awesome.
I think
missed the boat on that,
I think they did, as we're sitting here talking about it. You know what? If at this point, it's like, okay, WWE has to learn. They can't have a real long Money in the Bank winner because when they try to have someone hold it for a while, it seems like it loses its luster. The only way I think it would work for a while is if they did what they did with Kennedy as their plan of you win it and then you immediately say, I'm cashing in at WrestleMania. That's my Money in the Bank match. And then you build to that. Right. That's what they need to do, I think, 1 year.
Well, and it's funny because I remember Daniel Bryan, when he won Money in the Bank, said the same thing. He said he was going to go to WrestleMania and he was going to cash in there. And he decided to cash it in beforehand. Well, it's more they decided to have him do that, obviously. But like I'm saying, in storyline, he decided to cash it in before then.
And that was a great cash.
I thought that was a fantastic cash in. And because Daniel Bryan had said he was cashing in at WrestleMania, that added the surprise element when he did decide to cash in before.
Yes.
Because I think plans change.
I think that's one of the big problems anymore with the Money in the Bank concept is they drag it out with this, I have this magical briefcase. Well, that's great you have this briefcase, but they don't build the drama up for it anymore. Or if they do build drama up, they jump the shark with it. And they let it linger way too long to the point in which where it's like, is this supposed to be entertaining anymore? So,
I mean, it almost feels like now, are we about to get Damian just like cashing it in on Gunther or something and not even being successful?
We might.
Like Austin Theory and his cash in on Seth Rollins for the U.S. title, a belt he had when he won the Money in the Bank, which is why I always thought that cash in was stupid.
That one was bad too. I mean, he already had that title, And then he's going to cash into a title he already had and lose the cash in.
Yeah. That
But
was
then
so
again,
brutal.
I mean, you really couldn't, because they weren't going to have him cash in on the untouchable one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Well, then why couldn't they have kept it on him until you had Seth Rollins win the world title? Of course, you didn't have a plan for Seth to become a world champion. That plan probably, I mean, would you have said that plan was maybe put in place around WrestleMania?
I think that plan was a lot of USA Network, to be honest. I think that plan was USA.
Because they were probably like, look, man, like, why don't we have a world championship yet? Like,
right. We're paying you a lot of money and we're not getting a world champion on our show. What's up with this? And
right.
And now they have a world champion who's defended the belt in 7 months more than the other guy has for all these years. And it's kind of just
with Seth Rollins' title defense against Jinder, he now has more title defenses in 7 months than Roman Reigns in 3+ years.
And that speaks volumes.
Like, that's insane.
That really is insane. And I think that, and I really hope this happens at this point, because if they really are thinking about Roman against The Rock at WrestleMania, I think Roman needs to lose at the Royal Rumble.
CM Punk against Green King. Think about it.
I'll think about it, but I think it's going to be Rollins against.
I mean, look, I could see, like, it's going to be Rollins and Punk, I would assume. Look, to me, it should be Rollins Punk for the World Heavyweight title. And it should, in my mind, be Cody and Roman for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship at WrestleMania.
Right.
Now, I like your idea of the curveball of, like, maybe Randy winning the championship.
Yeah.
Randy would make the most sense out of any of the other 3 challengers.
Absolutely.
Because I don't think LA Knight, like, as much as I like LA Knight, he doesn't make sense. Right?
He doesn't make sense there.
And AJ Styles, again, love AJ Styles. Like,
But have we ever had a Cody versus AJ match?
Not in WWE.
No. Why not?
No, I don't think we have either.
Why not let them main event?
Again, like I said, I'd be in for it. It just...
Yeah.
Oh, look, again, I'd be in for it. But I'm just saying, I think of the 3 challengers, Randy makes the most sense. He's got the best, let's just use their terminology, the best story to tell with Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes.
Right. And that really would be a fitting completion for Cody. The guy who helped bring him in with legacy and the guy he pins to win the title final. That would make a lot of sense.
To me, that feels more like a first title defense at Backlash as opposed to winning the title at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be on board for that being his first title defense, because you know that Roman's not going to stick around and go at Backlash. Like, Roman's going to go away for a while, and at the earliest, maybe we see Cody and Roman at SummerSlam in the rematch for the championship, if we get one at all.
If we get one, yeah. Yeah,
which we may not. I mean, do you think Roman retires after he loses the title? Whether it's to Cody or Rock or anybody? Do you think he retires after he...
I've heard he might. And that wouldn't surprise me at this point. I mean...
Wouldn't surprise me either.
He's got really nothing else to do in WWE.
Yeah, and it certainly feels like WWE had a decision to make. Do they want to have Roman to be this, 14-time world champion, which they knew it, I guess, at that point that he wasn't going to have the longevity to try to do that. Or do you just have him have one of the longest title reigns in company history? And so I think they decided to do that.
And to their credit, they did that.
And I think that was the smart move. Yeah.
And they really have made him such a part-timer that it's just...
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, if he retired, would we really miss him that much? I don't think so. He's not on enough.
Would we even notice for like a couple of years?
I don't know. But I mean,
I'll tell you, I probably wouldn't notice until next year around WrestleMania.
Yeah. I think you would notice at the big ones.
Yeah, like if he dropped the title to Cody or even The Rock or anybody, I think I wouldn't notice it right away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is a marshmallow
I
in a bowl?
I think we would notice it if he dropped it to Cody, because then all of a sudden we'd have our WWE champion on TV every week.
Yeah,
Which we haven't had that.
Weird.
Yeah.
What is this? Forgot what that belt even looked like.
I know. It's like, hey, what's this? What's this on TV?
What's this shiny toy? So I feel like what we've had developing over the last few weeks with Drew and Cody and CM Punk is we've had that separation, wouldn't you say, of like the people who are real contenders to win the Royal Rumble.
Yep.
Like it feels like everything WWE has done is been to say, these are the three guys that you have to pay attention to. These are the three that could win the Rumble.
And they
Drew's
put a fourth one.
Distant third.
And they put a fourth one
Who's
in,
that?
I think.
Gunther?
The way he came back out and
Yeah.
declared himself in. He's a fourth one who you could throw in.
Yeah.
To be one of the bigger names that could win this. Other than that,
I feel like it should come down to those four. Yeah.
I really feel that this Rumble is one of the more predictable Rumbles. Like other years, you've had multiple people who, this person could win. Like you've had like 6-7 names. This year, we're down to 4. Sean, can you please get away from the curtain and close it up properly?
Which Rumble would you say was the most unpredictable?
Most unpredictable.
Yeah. I mean, at least in recent years. I think the one Edge one in 2021, that was not predictable.
That was not
I didn't
predictable.
see that one coming.
No. To me, the most unpredictable one of all time, flat out, would be 92. Because it was for the title.
Yeah, Ric Flair. Yeah.
You had Flair, you had Hogan, you had The Undertaker, you had Sid, you had Savage. Heck, you had Piper who was making a press for it. I mean, right there, 6 guys who anyone legitimately could have won that match and become champion. Ric Flair won.
Yeah.
So I really think
who I predicted in that one.
I thought Flair was going to win. When he came out at 3rd, I'm just like, oh boy. But then, see, I didn't see it live.
The way they kept putting over nobody from,
because I didn't have pay-per-view access at that time.
Yeah, you didn't see it live?
I didn't see it live, but
yeah.
but I heard about it, and then when the tape came out and I rented it, and he came out number 3, I'm just like, well, they wanted to show how great he was and how much in the distance he can go.
The 60-minute man. Yeah. Yeah. He lived up to that moniker that night as the 60-minute man.
He really did.
Another surprising one, 06, when Mysterio won.
Oh my God.
I thought Mysterio might put up a good showing. I never really believed that he was going to
win it. Yeah. That was another one. That was kind of like, I hated it, to be honest. I really, really hated it. Because
I think it was too over the top with the
it was too over the top, and I felt it was kind of tasteless because Eddie just passed away.
Yes. Oh, they were completely exposed. Yeah, they were completely exposing Eddie's death.
Exposing it, and I was actually that night. I was watching it with my friend Scott, and I kind of just rolled my eyes because I just felt like it was so just done so hastily, so much for Eddie.
Yeah.
And they could have, at that moment, I thought, instead of Ray, they could have used Benoit for that moment if they really wanted to, who was already.
I thought so too. I thought that too. Yeah.
Who was already in the main event pictures a lot. So.
And the thing is, like, Ray won the world title, but when did he ever headline a pay-per-view? When did he ever I don't think he even moved up the card really as world champion.
Not really, because that's when they had the 2 belts.
Right. And they just had they had different brands so they had their brand exclusive pay-per-views, didn't they? They still had
right,
them?
But yeah, but even then, hold on, because now I'm looking here to see, because Ray won it at WrestleMania 22. Okay, so
right, that would have been in 2006.
Right, that's 06.
I think they didn't go away from the brand exclusives until 2007.
They might not have. Now, Backlash. Let's see here. Backlash.
That was they'd seen a Triple H and Edge in a triple threat for the world title or for the WWE title.
Right, Cena, Edge. Then next was a pay-per-view called Judgment Day. And let's see here. Now, that was a SmackDown pay-per-view.
Okay, so Ray probably did move on that one.
So Ray did headline that one. Ray defeated JBL for the World Championship.
Okay.
So that was a SmackDown one.
And then they did One Night Stand.
One Night Stand. Vengeance was a Raw. And then they did Great American Bash, which was a SmackDown.
And that's when he lost to Booker T, right?
That's when he lost to Booker T. So that is that was the Rey Mysterio run in 06. He had one successful pay-per-view title defense. So,
well, because he had the. But even that one was he only retained it via stoppage against Sabu.
Right.
So he only had one championship win. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of like a Jack Swagger
in his only pay-per-view title defense.
Yeah. It's kind of like one of those Jack Swagger title runs where it's very forgettable.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Jack Swagger. Yeah.
Yeah, the swagger title.
Yeah, definitely very forgettable run there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they've had a few.
Both of them, I'd say. Like Ray without the. Like, would you say Ray's WWE Championship win? Would you say that one was a better title reign than his world title reign, even though it was one night and he
I think
lost
so.
to John Cena?
I think so. Because it was that was
I'd say
unexpected.
the quality of that match almost makes it better.
Yeah, that quality of that match was a lot better than. I completely forgot the JBL Mysterio 06 match. But then again,
Yeah.
to be honest, I felt like at that point in wrestling, it's a lot of forgettable time for me.
Yeah.
That
Like I would say that like 05 to 07 or 8, maybe even 9 was very forgettable.
To me, it's like from 06 to 11. That like 5-year span was just forgettable. And then Denise and I got married in 2011, and then we started watching it a lot again.
Mm-hmm.
But like that beginning, that like 06 to 11, I just feel like was kind of forgettable. And if you look at that point, like you have WrestleManias 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 right there. None of them really stick out to you.
No.
Let me say that
I would say there was gosh, if we started talking about like the dead, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I thought you were skipping out on me. What did you say?
Like I felt like it was the 20s, man. They just like there was something going on with the 20s. I know I'm having some kind of issues. I don't know if my new laptop is handling my internet great. Connection is fairly good. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
that tells me it says it's fairly good. I don't know what my issue is then.
I don't know. It could just be technology doesn't like us sometimes. But yeah, they weren't roaring 20s, those WrestleManias, that's for certain.
That certainly happens.
Yeah. And then we ended the 20s.
Yeah, they call it like in America they called it the Roaring 20s. In WWE they called it the Boring 20s.
Yeah. Yeah, because the 1920s are the roaring 20s. God knows what this decade's going to be.
I had a great dig there, and I don't think anybody caught it.
No, I don't think anyone did. What was it?
Well, anyway, I said in America we had the Roaring 20s. In WWE we had the Boring 20s.
Well, yeah, that's for certain. That is for certain.
Yeah.
Born 20 Manias. Like, I don't know how you did it last year when you watched every WrestleMania over again. I really don't know.
I'll tell you, at one point it became just a matter of will. I was gonna make it, and whatever it took, I was gonna do it. The hardest one, it's funny, the hardest one for me was obviously for personal reasons, WrestleMania 36. Because I said, like, a lot of the times when I'm watching the WrestleManias, I think back to things that were going on in my life at the time that they happened. And that one, WrestleMania 36, took place a week after my dad died.
Right.
And that was rough. That was a rough time.
That is a rough time. And yeah, that would be just horrible to think what rewatching that. And you know what? I don't think I've ever rewatched that WrestleMania.
I hadn't until last year. That was the first time I had rewatched it since it happened live.
Yeah.
And Probably won't anytime soon.
No, like I'm doing my review of Jim Crockett 85. I think I've told you that
Mm-hmm.
off air, and it it's amazing like how these territories had to find talent and refilter talent and cycle them through. And we don't get that. And it gets
Yeah.
very stagnant. Um like seeing the new heels coming in March, that which now in 2024, the one heel that just came in is going to have a huge impact in this company. But it's amazing seeing him just starting with Crockett and really not being much in Arn Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
And he keeps saying, my cousin's coming, my cousin's coming. When is Ole coming? And Arn's actually debuted with another Nature Boy who everyone thinks is a Ric Flair knockoff in Buddy Landel. And the one episode, you actually see Blanchard against Flair before Flair turns heel again. It's kind of weird.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wow. That's weird to think about. Yeah.
It's really weird when you go back in time. And one thing I don't know if you saw the post on Facebook from Legends of Wrestling, it had a picture. I forget the whole Survivor Series team, but it said the weirdest Survivor Series team.
Oh yeah, it was the most bizarre. Yeah.
Yeah, it had Khali, Mysterio, Shawn Michaels on it. It was a Team Raw or Team SmackDown one.
Mm-hmm.
And that jogged me to
I
make
want to
me...
say it was actually probably like Team Michaels against Team JBL. Yeah.
It could have been.
Wasn't that like 08, 09, something like that? Yeah.
Something like that. It made me think about the craziest team I ever remembered. And I sat there last night and I rewatched the match. And to me,
okay. Yeah, I saw you post your comment.
Yeah. So I actually went back to 89 and watched the Rude Brood against the Rowdies last night.
Mm-hmm.
And especially
Yeah,
when
that was
you
what's
think...
89, yeah.
Yeah, when you think a few years before that, Snuka and Piper were like the worst enemies ever. And then it's them and the Bushwhackers on a team. That was a random mix for me.
Oh, yeah. Well, look, I've been doing I told you every month I'm going to do my 5 big shows from each month. And so, of course, this month it's been all the Royal Rumble. It's been a bunch of Royal Rumbles. And one of them that I went back and rewatched was the 08 Rumble. And I already watched 92. I'm trying to think of the other ones that I watched. 92. 04. I watched that one too, where Benoit won.
That was a great one.
And then I watched 08. Yeah. I figure I've watched 99 and 2000 so many times that I just decided not to rewatch those.
Yeah. Yeah. You should rewatch the 80s.
I thought maybe it's time for some of the, especially with Royal Rumbles, it's... Ugh. This is the one where Big John Studd won it.
Oh, yeah.
God.
That's why I said it. That thing was flat, that match.
That was, oh my God, that was dead and shit. Jeez. Yeah, that was terrible. Oh, we're going to have Big John Studd win the Royal Rumble. What, to set up his big role as a guest referee at WrestleMania?
Well, what they were trying to do is they were trying to rekindle the Studd Andre feud, but it fell flat on his face. They thought They thought, oh, these guys
Yeah,
can
they
do
were
it.
trying to kill poor Pat Patterson's good idea.
Right, yeah. And it just fell apart.
Yeah, Pat Patterson loved the idea of the Rumble, and so they just wanted to kill it from them. You know?
Right. Now, the first Rumble, I think, was great.
I think your dogs are just upset JYD didn't win.
I think
absolutely,
so.
Yeah.
I really think so, yeah. They're standing by the windows just staring and looking like something's going to happen.
I think there's a sketchy-looking leaf out there.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It's been a long few days with them. God.
Well, I imagine their first snowfall they've had to go through together, all three of them.
Well, yeah, the burners just like eat the snow off.
Yeah.
Nikki, can you turn that down? I can't even hear right. God, she got a deaf person on there, I think.
You know what I have to say, right?
What's that? What? My God.
What?
She's in another room, too. That's the funny thing. Gosh.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I think they all have hearing problems. But yeah, I think you should rewatch the 89 Rumble. That was a classic. I'm trying to think of really the early Rumbles on pay-per-view were stinkers.
Oh, they were total duds.
Because
the first great one was Ric Flair's in '92.
Right. I think the one on USA was good. The 88, I think that was good. But then 89, 90, 91, all were just turds, the matches. And then Flair wins.
Yeah.
And then 93, you get another turd, I think. Because you have Yokozuna walk out late.
Yeah.
And seriously, who the hell's going to throw him over the top rope at that point?
Yeah.
It's like, come on now. Should have stuck him in number one. This way you could have at least like built up for can someone actually throw him out? But I can't.
Maybe they would have helped him lose some weight.
All right, maybe.
Yeah. Look, I think that would have been a lot better. Did you ever hear? I think I told you the original idea that Bruce Pritchard had for the '93 Rumble was to have Scott Steiner win it because it would have just come out of nowhere.
That would have been awesome. No one would have
just like who would have predicted it, right?
Yeah.
That's his idea. But the Steiners wanted to come in as a tag team. He wanted Scott as a singles.
Right. And see, that's where I think they've kind of dropped the ball with the Rumble because now it's, you get a title shot at WrestleMania. I think they should have kept
the Rumble. To be somebody, yeah.
Right, to build someone up. And they started doing that with King of the Ring. But then even at the very end, and when Lesnar won it in 2002, it was, you get a shot at The Rock.
The winner got a title shot, yeah.
Right. I think you needed those moments to build somebody. And that's where I think one of the best stories of 2023 for me personally was just the slow build-up through the whole year of AEW with Eddie Kingston and culminating at World's End with him becoming the first Triple Crown winner.
Yeah, which, I mean, we've seen him defend. It looks like he's going to defend each belt individually. Now, I don't know what their rule's going to be because I love the Continental Classic, and I don't want to see that as just a one-time deal to crown a new champion. What I'd love to see happen is, and I don't want it to be where every year the champion basically puts it up in the Continental Classic. But how about have the tournament be the winner of the tournament gets a title shot at the Continental Classic, at the Continental Championship? Have that I mean, that does make that belt then mean something, because all these guys are going to be vying for the right to challenge for it. And you could even say the champion gets to enter it. If the champion wins, they can choose who they defend against at World's End.
I got one better.
New Japan. Okay.
I got one better. I think you have the Continental Classic end at World's End. Whoever wins, because you got the working relationship, you already know where I'm going with this. Tokyo Dome.
Yes.
Defend the title at the Tokyo
Dome. Wrestle Kingdom.
You've got the relationship. Expand on it. I mean, one of the titles is the strong openweight title.
Yeah, I'd be here for it.
So,
yeah.
I mean,
look, I'm here for it. I think that'd be fantastic.
I'm about halfway through Battle of the Valley right now. Battle in the Valley. Very good show.
Yeah, I'm about halfway through New Year's Dash. Yeah.
Okay. But I'm really looking forward to February 11th for the new beginning.
Okay.
Because they have announced it. The dream match I've been waiting for is finally going to happen in Japan. We're finally going to get Bryan Danielson against Zack Sabre Jr.
Hell yeah.
We're finally going to get
excited.
To that.
That's awesome.
We're finally getting to that.
Oh, man, that's been a long time coming. I think your dog's excited, too.
It's her first birthday today, so I think she's extra.
Oh, happy birthday, Pop.
I think Wanda's extra excited today. It is her birthday.
Happy birthday, Wanda.
Wanda, there you go, girl. She's excited. Whenever wrestling's on, she usually is happy because she knows Daddy's going to sit for a little bit. Oh, God.
Yeah, I can tell. When we watched Wrestle Kingdom, she was definitely very happy.
She was. Besides the fact when she ran upstairs and did what she shouldn't have done, but that we don't need to discuss on the podcast. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She was excited. Yeah.
She was. She was. And then the Royal Rumble's coming, which will be even more exciting. Which is what we started talking about. And then just
definitely.
Through this huge transition of other Rumbles and good gosh.
See, this is what we do. We go down that rabbit hole and we just see how far down we can go.
I think we really went down a hole tonight because we originally started talking about.
I hope everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, we started talking about stinkers.
Yeah. So let's bring it full circle. Let's come all the way back and let's talk about the Royal Rumble. It's a week from Saturday. Next week, we'll be giving our predictions on who's winning not only the Royal Rumble match itself, but who's winning each match at the Royal Rumble. Any early thoughts? I don't even know if we're going to get a world title match at the Royal Rumble. I think we should, but I mean, man, Seth's been defending so much. Who the hell even cares that he's not defending the world title at the Rumble itself?
Exactly. And seriously, who's he going to defend against? Damian Priest?
I mean, hey, what Damian Priest? If he were to come out this coming Monday and just be like, you know what, I've tried these surprise cash-ins, they haven't worked. I'm just announcing, Seth Rollins, I'm challenging you. I will cash in Money in the Bank and beat your ass at the Royal Rumble.
At this point, it's worth the shot. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, because what do we got? 4 matches announced?
Right. We have the Fatal 4-Way, the 2 Rumble matches, and what's the other
And
one?
Fist versus Fist. Owens and Paul.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and how ridiculous is that? Logan Paul this week. Oh, and your cast, that's a lethal weapon. And you've got screws in your hand and you brag about it. So that's such a dastardly heel trick they tried that didn't work.
It's fantastic. It's a fantastic trick. It's a tale as old as time. Yeah, how can the heel get one over on the babyface? And
Right.
and I love it. I love the little cat and mouse game that Logan Paul's playing. I actually think he's really just playing his role perfectly.
He really is. It's just like another. My problem is right now on SmackDown, you have 2 part-time champions. It doesn't make sense.
Yes. Which is why I thought they should have just had Dragon Lee keep the North American Championship for a little while. Instead, you have him lose to. I want to call him Boba Fett, but I know that's wrong.
Odifima?
Yeah.
Odifima, yeah. Now, did you catch the women's battle royal yet?
I have not. I have not watched that. Yeah. I'm about halfway through NXT.
Okay. I
I'll
figured
watch the
it
rest
might
of
be, so that's why I didn't want to bring it up.
No, I mean you can bring it up. I mean it's on me. I didn't get the whole day I wanted to get on here because my first time on my new computer. I wanted to get it all set up and get it all ready, and so when I got home from work, I just went right to that because normally my routine would be watch the rest of NXT and then set up for the show.
Right.
But which is what I'll probably do next week.
Right.
But yeah, this week didn't get to watch the rest of NXT before coming on.
Right. So, but the women's battle royal was pretty good, I must say.
Okay.
I like the caveat at the end, and it left you hanging, and it was done well.
Okay.
It was there. They had one of the younger girls eat the pin, and then the other ones, I won't tell you who the winner was. Roxanne, Fallon, and Kiana were in the final 4. So
okay.
So you really had a.
Well, those are 3 that deserve that.
Exactly. So you had a good fatal 4-way match at the end. So
that's awesome. I really like that concept, the battle royal that turns into the fatal 4-way at the end.
Yeah,
because I always feel like there's something special in the battle royal when it gets to the final 4.
Yeah,
like I always say, if you look at the Royal Rumble, like the 4 guys at the end, like if you take a look at those are your 4 guys that are going to be your headliners for the next while, for the next 6 to 8 months.
Overall, I mean,
yeah,
obviously
they're exceptions.
Right, like Santino being the runner-up in 2011. Again, that dark time.
That was freaking brutal. That 2011 Royal Rumble. And look, I was the guy who for years championed the cause of the 40-man Rumble, feeling like there was just too many deserving stars to narrow it down to 30.
Right.
And I felt, and I still feel like WWE probably could do 40 right now and they still have 40.
They proved that in Saudi Arabia that one year.
Yeah. In fact, I mean, look, I keep waiting for them to want to do that. I got to believe at some point they're going to want to. The only reason I think they won't, or one of the reasons why I think they wouldn't, is because they want to do the equality men and women, and they cannot bring out 50 women. Like, they just don't have that kind of depth. Like, they're going to be struggling to get to 30.
They really are.
like it's going to be all of the women for Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, and they're still going to have to bring out some surprise entrance.
God, yeah, I'm trying to. Oh boy, this will lead us down another rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think, who do they have right now?
I've seen some thought. Now, we've said that they basically have said that, Gunther, Drew, Cody, and Punk are your four men. And I feel like it should come down to those four at the end of the Rumble.
Right.
Your women, I mean, look, the two women's champions, but like also like as far as the contenders for the Rumble match, I would say Becky Lynch and Bailey.
And that's it.
Like who else? Yeah, who else would you say belongs in that conversation?
That's really it
Like,
this year.
Raquel Rodriguez, is she injured? Is Raquel injured?
She hasn't been on in a while. And you know what? This will lead me to another point I was going to make now that we've gotten into the women's division. And that is Triple H, I think, was the one who brought the women's tag titles back a few years ago.
Yeah.
It wasn't a Vince idea. Because all of a
No,
sudden,
it was definitely Triple H.
Because now all of a sudden, and I enjoy it, we're getting multiple women's tag team matches on Raws. And I'm really...
It's a great way to fill 3 hours. Yeah.
It was really great to see Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae against Chelsea and Piper. Yes. And then Zoe and Shayna against Tegan and Natalia. It's a great way to finally feature women's tag team wrestling. And we're getting the women's tag title match on SmackDown this week too.
The championship. Yeah.
The championship. Yeah, we're finally getting Alpha Phi and Isla Dawn getting a shot at it.
Right, and they haven't had a shot at it since they lost the unification match for the NXT and the WWE Women's Tag Championships.
Yep. So finally, we're getting something in that division.
In fact, we didn't even see those. Yeah, we didn't even see those two teams for a while.
No.
Or those two women for a while.
No, I mean they came back for what that Christmas theme 8-woman tag brawl match. They finally came back.
Yeah, which made no freaking sense.
But I'll take it. I like those two.
Sure. Oh, sure. No. I love those two. I think they're fantastic.
They are.
Now, real quick, I don't want to go out on a sour note tonight, but I know we didn't really talk about it a few weeks ago when it was most prevalent, but the Liv Morgan situation. She got busted for pot in Florida.
Right.
And DUI or something, and I don't think it's gonna have any bearing on her WWE booking.
I really don't.
I think she'll still be back. She'll probably come back at the Rumble.
Probably, and she could be a contender to go deep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I would think. Again, I think much like last year, where she was always meant to just have a strong showing and to make her look strong. I think that's what this year's Rumble is going to be for her too. It's going to be just making her look strong, and in the end, positioning. To me, it's either Bailey or Becky. Like one of those two has to win it. The other one will earn a championship match at the Elimination Chamber. I think it should be Bailey. And with the whole Damage Control wanting her to take her opportunity at WrestleMania against Rhea Ripley, obviously she's not going to do that. She's going to elect to take her title opportunity against Io Sky, and those two are going to tear the damn house down in Philly.
Right. And it's going to be a swerve.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be, we just need Prince Nana out there to dance for us. I know he's.
Oh, okay. I'm going, whose house? Maybe Swerve's house.
But I think Nana should be able to do the Nana to Swerve dance on any wrestling program. It's needed.
Oh, absolutely.
It really is.
In fact, I think when a wrestler's about to do a swerve, I would love to see them just break into the swerve dance right before they do the swerve.
Right after they do it, you have to complete the swerve.
Oh yeah, you're right. You got to keep it suspended. That's a good call.
Right? Yeah, you can't just say, "Hey, here comes the swerve." Then what's the suspense?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Right. We're wrestling fans. We need suspense.
Absolutely. You got to give the people what they want.
You got to give the people what they want.
All right. I guess we're going to go ahead and get on out of here tonight. Mike, anything to add before we do?
Not really. I mean, we got the Rumble in a few weeks. We didn't even talk about Nick Namath showing up at TNA. And,
right, yeah.
And Dana Brooks showed up in TNA. So, hey, TNA's got some new faces.
Yeah, TNA is knocking it out of the park, man.
That they are. So, and they brought Explosion back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time to be a TNA wrestling fan.
Now they just need a better TV.
Yeah, seriously.
They really do.
They really do need a better TV deal.
They really do.
Although I think they own Access TV.
Well, Anthem, the company that owns TNA, owns Access. Yeah. So that's why they're on there. So
Right.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, have a great night. Thank you so much for listening. Oh, please make sure you like and subscribe to all the Philly. Almost got out of here without giving all my shticks here.
Just read the scrolling.
I am going to go ahead and post up here the little display. Yes, read the scroll at the bottom. Do what it says. Here is a look at our lineup. Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Hopefully, Football Smack Talk show will be coming back here soon. We've been on a little hiatus, but now that the football season's over, maybe we'll make our comeback.
Why not?
That would be very much like us.
Do a wrap up, kind of like Sirianni's career in Philly. Wrap it up.
Yeah, that sounds like something we're going to have to bring up on the show, on the Football Smack Talk show. Hopefully that'll be coming back maybe this coming week.
Yes, maybe you need a special guest to weigh an opinion.
Well, it sounds like you just volunteered yourself, buddy, to pull double duty.
I could. I'm available.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We will catch you on the flip side, and happy wrestling, everybody.